Hey, I'm Kev Mystical, and welcome to MotoGP 18 Audio Cutout Again edition, number 57 or whatever it is now. I do apologise again for my interface buggering up. It's definitely going in the bin now. Let's got rid of the little intro bit. We're just going straight into qualifying now. As Mayo, fresh off a fantastic victory in the longer race round, as it's back to normal round the Sachsenring, back down to a 35% length race. But we will have a longer race again for Misano, and there may be one final race, maybe be a full length race as well, but we'll see in the second half of the season. To end the first half of the season though, here we are around the Sachsenring in Germany, where Mayo's had some fantastic pace in the past and some results to back it up as well. I've been looking to do that here, where he's building up that championship lead again. It looked like it was closing up, but after Catalonia, after Assen, it's starting to stretch its legs again over Marquez, over Dovizioso. But this is Marquez land, is the Saxon, when a Honda rider always goes well around here. So does Mayo, though, as this qualifying lap in his prove is a 1:19.5, and he didn't really nail it either, but it's a ridiculous amount ahead of Jorge Lorenzo, having to do qualifying one. What the hell? With Paul Espargaro, Bautista and Rabat leading the fifth row. Then Pedrosa, Serin and Smith, Redding, Nakagami and Morbidelli, Luti, Abraham and Serin, or Xavier Simon, and Alicia Spargo down in last. What is going on with the Spaniard this season? As we see his teammate Mayo go for pole here in Germany in qualifying too. In this Sachsenring circuit, very unusual. We've gone to perhaps the shortest circuit on the calendar now, especially as we no longer see the likes of Laguna Seca on the calendar either. So this circuit is all about, as you know, very slow and twisty, and in the second half it really does open up as Mayo gets a bit ragged for that long right hand. You have to be so patient. You wait forever to get onto the power, and then you're never really prepared for when you actually have to do it as well. You kind of give up halfway through the corner. Oh, now I have to hit the accelerator, and it will end not up that well. As you can see, all the flares everywhere. You've got yellow fever everywhere, even around here as well. Yellow fever everywhere. Of course, it'd be very interesting to see MotoGP without Rossi in the next couple of years when that eventually happens. But he's carrying on for another year, at least maybe two. Who knows how long the doctor will be around. He's in his 40s now, so surely he can't go on much longer. But I think we thought that a couple of years ago, and he's still going. He's still fighting for race wins, right out there in championships as well. As Mayo's going a bit wide in the final corner, as he gets on the power, a bit of a wheelie as he heads towards the line. This lap looks like it's just as quick as the first one at 19.6, but he can go better than that. It's a bit ragged in some points, as you could see. So let's see how he does on this second lap, as you got the riders coming out. He likes going out early in his sessions now. He's figured out if you go out early, you avoid all the traffic, or allegedly avoid all of the traffic, and you can just ride by yourself and just take advantage of the clean air. And that's something he really did not have in Assen, did he? Not so in the race. He's always fighting, always battling. We have to see there's a much different race around the Sachsenring this time around, as he goes through the double left, and this is when the circuit really does open up through this fast left and up the hill. And they'd be very brave, go all the way over those curbs, then dab the brakes over the crest, and through the left, treat that as another double left-hander, and then downhill through the water. Fantastic corner, going downhill for fifth gear, sixth gear maybe, not quite. As heading into the final sets, he's almost a second quicker than his previous lap. And in this side, the rider in front won't affect him, might even give him a little toe if he has a fantastic final corner. As he nails the apex, almost nails the grass as well. Bit of a wheelie as he heads towards the line. Will this be a 1:18 as we cross it? He will, an 18.1. He's absolutely smashed the opposition. Dovizioso and Marquez round out the front row with Rossi, Vinales and Lorenzo on the second. Then Petrucci, Crutchlow and Sarko round out the third row of Rins alongside teammate Iannone and Jack Miller in 12. So what a fantastic qualifying once again for McDonald, but the race proved to be a bit trickier. Let's find out then as we head to race day with the lights all appearing and out As we get underway for 10 laps, and in this like Mayo with another shocking start as Dovi, and in this like Lorenzo down the inside blasting by, and look at Mayo getting swarmed. He's been pushed back by Zarco, by Suzuki, out the top 10, and here comes Alvaro Baptista on the Anganeta bike out of nowhere. As he's got Rins going into the back of him as well, so Mayo trying to fight back through the right-hander, trying to down the inside of his former teammate, the Pramac, and gets into Iannone, but he holds on, does the Italian. Mayo looking left, right, cannot find a way through, and struggling for traction. He's almost down. As he managed to hold on to that, I thought he's a goner. As in this like Rins in front now, we've got Danny Pedrosa behind in 14th. Mayo, he's only like a couple of seconds off the lead, but he's way down the order. Got a long road ahead of him if he wants to grab another victory. As Nakagami and Morbidelli battle like hell over 21st. Rins, as you can see, battling with Baptista, and it slowed down the Spaniard, slowed down the other Spaniard. Mayo, he's outbraved himself. It's a car that's bolted. So also bolted from the kart, and he's down too. Last, is he? He is. As we end this first lap, Mayo McDonald having to do the first challenge here in Germany, as he's battling hard with Xavier Simon. And that's because he heard me not say his name right in the intro as in the qualifying section. As onto the second lap, Mayo from last, 25th, first to 25th, now trying to do 25th to first on his remaining 9 laps. So he's dispatched one rider, trying to go down the Mark VDS trends of Luthi and Morbidelli. There's Happy Siren, and now he's alongside one of his teammates. He actually gets to see them for once in a race. This is that Scott Ready in front, nice. Looks like it's Spargo as he goes through the double left, and they're all bundling through again now. Let's Mayo back down to 23rd. He's had enough of that. Down the inside of Surin. Great move on Morbidelli as well, as he got a Spargo in front, and Surin's still battling like hell to Malaysian. Definitely can't question his fighting spirit as he go over the top of the hill through the double left and heading into the waterfall. And this like Mayo trying to set up his teammate going down the inside as he made it through. Nicely done. Lots of space given by Spargo's. He's back into the top 20. Now can he get his braking right for the penultimate corner? He can. You've got to be very careful here. You have lots of bumps on the inside. Not as bumpy as it used to be, but still, you've got to be careful. And now into the final corner, you can just chuck the bike at that corner. So wide, but it's actually got a narrow line. If you go in a bit too wide, as you saw in qualifying, you're not making that corner. As onto the third lap, so he's made up 6 places, Mayo. Just another 18 to go. Tries to go down the inside of former teammate Nakagami and past Redding as well, his current teammate. It's Carrera into the top 20 area of Spargo. Nick at Vinales, battle with Dovi for second. Hopefully Mayo will be there soon. He can make his way through this midfield pack, and guys are battling for a point. In this like it is Rabat and Bradley Smith on his KTM. And you rarely see Smith grab a point. Same for Rabat as well. I was expecting to see more points alongside Rabat's name, but only has a handful. As you've got Danny Pedrosa in front, battling hard as well for 12. As you've got Redding behind, he's got his rear gunner in tow, does Mayo, but does he need him? Of course not at all. Where's he going? Over that left, and he gets into Rabat. Rabat not taking that well, as they bash handlebars, and I think the Spaniard went down, unfortunately. As Nakagami batting with Redding over 18th. Mayo into the points. Bit of a controversial move though, as he comes to the end of the third lap. So he's made up another 4 places, and now it's going to get even tougher now with these regular point scorers in front. The likes of Paul Spargo, as his brother Alicia Spargo gets back ahead of Nakagami for 18. It's Marcus Lees, Vinales, Rossi, Dovi, Lorenzo rounds out the top 8, Zarco, Rins, Crutchlow, Petrucci, and Iannone rounds out the top 10, and his Suzuki. Suzuki not doing as well as we thought they might be doing. Now they're dropping down the order here in Germany. Did not have a good qualifying on that 4th run. Haven't really made up any places, as you've got Paul Spargo in front on the next KTM. Always battling for a point as a Spaniard, a very good rider on that KTM. As Mayo goes a bit wide and lets him back by, and again struggling to get on that power. Just needs to learn how to be a bit more gentle out of that left hand. He didn't know to have those issues in qualifying. That's what's so weird about this race, where he's having the issues with the traction out of that corner, even though the tyre wear, as you can see, non-existent. But yeah, just struggling in the early part of this, in the first half of this race, just to get out of that left-hander. I wonder what's going on there. Maybe just getting a bit too eager to make up all of these places. He's got Alvaro Baptista going all over the place in front of his Angel Nieto bike. Mayo down the inside. You don't give a wide open space like that to Mayo. So someone down in front is Dovizioso. Oh, the reigning champ. The guy's closing the gap in the championship. Just a couple of races, guys. He's suffered another fall this season. And as we head on to the 5th lap, Mayo up 2 trails. That's another 3 places made up that lap. But man, what a big race for the championship this could be, with Mayo down the order, battling the score points. Marquez leading all the way as you would expect. And now Dovizioso down. As you head to the halfway mark of the season, this championship could get even tighter again. Just as we thought, the gap was going to get a bit wider for Mayo as he's battling hard with Pedrosa. This used to be his land before Marquez came here and just put his flag into the ground. That's a big wheelie for Mayo, and carry around down behind the Czech rider. There's his mission for points ended today. Well, they usually succeeds in that mission, unfortunately, but he certainly had a good chance. He's battling in the top 20. There's Mayo looking down the inside. Pedrosa, does he try and do it for the double left? He's always good through the waterfall though. Round the outside, no, he's stuck behind. Honda, maybe down the front, this back stretch, he's got ahead of Medi, got Crutcho. He's ahead of Petrucci, so slides into 8th. Well, he's gone a bit wide, that's gone another Pramac. And their home race now. Trying to battle by, and then down the inside, the Suzuki of Iannone. Mayo, really aggressive. Trying to make up these moves as he's into the top 10, and now here comes Petrucci back as Marquez leads for Nardes. Rossi, Lorenzo and Sarko into the second half of this race. Rins ahead in 6th. Mayo battling with his teammate Iannone and Petrucci for 8th. As he's got, is that Zarco on his tail? As he's got Crutchlow behind in 9th. And now Mayo really getting to know Iannone. Like, get out of here. He's saying to the Suzuki, well, it's just not happening. There's Nakagami in 17th. Now Iannone's gone very wide, and Mayo just a bit sloppy there. Bit too cautious. He could have just dived down the inside there, as he's a bit smoother for once going into this left-hander. As the other FIFA really out enforcing the race, has Petrucci behind in 9th. And for once, Mayo not looking like he's making up any places. And even though you can see a top 5 right in front there, there's a couple seconds down the road. I think the race victory's already been and gone, but definitely a top 5 on the cards as he gets very close to Iannone. That's a tough move. He's gone a bit wide as well as Mayo. On the exit, got very close to Suzuki. I wonder if Iannone survived. It doesn't look like it though, unfortunately. A second victim of the Mayo train here today, as he is just ramming his way through the field. He's got Duffy up to 8th. He's winding his tail. He's following Mayo through the field. And so it goes Mayo on to the 7th lap in 7th behind the battling Zarco and Rins. And who's in front of them? So you got Lorenzo, you got Rossi, Vinales and Marquez, but you can see they're a couple seconds in front. Oh, he's probably not even going to get some champagne, Mayo, despite a superb ride through the field from last, remember, up to 7th in just 6 laps. But now he can get into the top 5, make up 20 places in this race. As he got Zarco battling back by the Frenchman, having another day like he had in his home race where he was superb to get a home podium. And it's like he's not quite going to get in the podium, but he could grab another top 5 for Tech 3. And a vital top 5 in their battle in the team's championship, as it's very close between the customer teams. Has Iannone up to 18th. Lisa Spargo sniffing a point in 16th. Miracles could happen today in Germany, as is Mayo joining in the battle for the top 5, making it a three-way. As you go on to the 8th lap, just 3 laps to go, and he goes round the outside of Zarco, but the Frenchman getting those elbows out. So, you know, as Marquez, Vinales and Rossi are still all grouped together, then Lorenzo's dropped back a bit, leading the charge for Ducati. Then we've got Rins and, as you can see, Zarco behind, and Mayo with the fastest up 18.6. He's producing the qualifying pace, even though he made no places up that lap till the very end. This is quick as that, but now he's barging down the inside of Rins just like he did to his teammate Iannone in that section. Iannone did fight a bit harder though than Rins, and so now he's into the top 5. Mayo, could he catch a slowing down Lorenzo? Seems to be forward and back from the top 3, and it seems like these 3 have actually just clung onto his coattails. As you can see, he's around 3 seconds up the road, but with Mayo's pace, you can definitely gain and catch him before the end of this race. Let's see the championship leader charge. Sachsenring, a rider hunting his first MotoGP championship after winning in Moto2, Moto3, and winning in the Red Bull Rookies Cup as well. He's won in MotoGP, where he wants that big title to put alongside his name, be one of the select few riders winning all of the Grand Prix motorcycle classes, to be up there with the likes of Valentino Rossi, Marc Marquez in recent years, riders who've been able to do that. As you go on to the penultimate after the race, and look at Mayo, he's already got the gap down to 2 seconds, as Ian only ahead of Bradley Smith up into 17th. Oh, leash, the chance for points may be fading as the Italian is motoring through. The Maniac Joe, he probably is riding like a maniac at the moment after that clash with Mayo, got him in a top 10 earlier in this race. As you go through this final stages of the race, and what a crazy race it's been. That first couple of laps, what the heck was going on? Then it settled down in the middle parts, and Mayo got a bit too aggressive, maybe overtaking riders, getting into the points. But now in this second half of the race, he's been a lot calmer and the pace has come to him, and now he's once again right at the end of a race. He is absolutely flying on board this Aprilia. I bet he wishes this race was actually a bit longer. Maybe he could have grabbed the victory like he did in Assen with that comeback ride as well. It certainly has been a season of comeback rides for him after the first few races, where it's plain sailing in Qatar and in Argentina. Got a bit tougher in America. Then Jerez, the first real comeback ride of the season, and then going on to the Mom, battling hard there. Mugello battling back as well after a poor start, and then in Catalonia having a good race, having a fantastic battle with Dovies. There comes another fastest lap from Owen, 18.5 as he gone to the final lap of the race. He really is cutting all the corners now to close this gap to Lorenzo. You can see third right in front as well with Rossi, but I think unfortunately he's a bit too far back. You can see Rossi, Vinales and Marquez just in front, but again they're around 3 seconds in front of Lorenzo's. Mayo pushing on, you can see that back in, trying to get out from under him, but with half of that to go, he's gaining all the time on board. There's a pre-odd on the Ducati. It's less than a second behind him. He's really got rings behind, and you can see the Yamaha pair in front. We've only had another couple of laps as he go through this double there, now through the waterfall. This is where you can set it up. He's taking that wide line, trying to get the cut back, trying to carry the speed onto his back straight, and Lorenzo just right into him. What was Jorge doing? Now he's gone right as a consequence, and you can see the top 3 right in front by St. Marquez has got the legs on everyone once again in Germany. What the hell was Jorge Lorenzo doing? Tito Rabat hasn't recovered. He's down in 23rd. Marquez beats the Yamaha twins, and Mayo in 4th after Jorge Lorenzo just took himself out. Maybe it's tactical though, because guess who was behind Mayo making his way through the field? It was Andrea Dovizioso, and look at that. Lorenzo finishes just around 7 tenths behind his teammate. See, that's how you do multi-21 or mapping 3, or whatever it's called now, as Rins round out the top 5 ahead of Sarko, winning their race long battle. But another superb ride from the Frenchman this season. You got Danny Pedrosa in ninth, having a good race for once behind his fellow veteran of Lorenzo. Then Cacho, Petrucci, Baptista, Miller, Parsberger in, only grabs the final point ahead of Leash by just a couple of tenths. No! I could have had both the Espargos in the points, as Bradley Smith in 17th, just missing out on his KTM as well. Then Nakagami, Redding, Serin, Morbidelli, Luti, Simeon, Rabat and Carabam in last. So in the championship, Mayo leads by just 10 points again. That Marquez, he keeps closing the gap. With Vinales less than a race win back. Dovizioso dropping back slightly in 4th, just ahead of Rossi. And then we've got Zarco up to 6th, ahead of Miller. You've got Rins up to 8th, ahead of Petrucci. Has run out of the top 10 is Lorenzo. Now he's got into the top 10 despite that fall, ahead of Crutchlow. And Pedrosa up to 12th, ahead of Iannone, despite the Italian managing to grab a point in the end. as unfortunately no one else has scored points. Only constructors, it's Yamaha 11 points ahead for Aprilia, with Honda less than 20 points back now. And you've got Ducati in fourth ahead of Suzuki and KTM. While in the teams championship, Yamaha leading way by a country mile, 69 points ahead of Honda. Nice, as Honda's leapfrog ahead of Ducati by 3 points. Then you've got Aprilia in fourth, Pramac round at the top 5, Suzuki, Tech 3, LCR and Gnetto. KTM round at the top 10 ahead of Vintia, LCR and Mark VDS. So for Mario, achieved what the team needed. He achieved what we needed to do in qualifying, perhaps not in the races. Another pole goes begging while in Moto 2. It's Alex Marquez ahead of Baldassari and then Vieira once again partying the Marquez household. Then Jorge Martin beat Bezzecchi and Bastianini while in the Red Bull's Rookie Cup. We got the Czech rider ahead of the Turkish twins. There's a Japanese rider. There must be an error. There's someone else on the Red Bull's Rookie Cup podium. What the heck is going on here? As now we look at developments then for the next race, which I believe is round. We go from the short circuit to the longest, so it's absolutely ridiculous in Brno. So what will Mayo be enhancing? Could it be the aerodynamics? Probably not. Maybe the frame. Shall we do the frame? Let's to even it up then. Only engines underdeveloped so far, but we liked the balance of the Aprilia. Don't want to upset it like we did with the Pramac. As we head to Brno next time, can Mario grab a victory and extend that championship lead once again? Stand off watch and we'll find out next time.